Welcome everyone to Taking Control. I'm Tay, and this is Miss Bianca Plant. Today we have a very special segment today. It's dealing with nutrition, and also since Miss Bianca is the founder of Eating God's Way, we're going to get some tips from her. She's going to do a great demo, and we're going to kind of munch a little bit. Well, we are, y'all not. But you can get the recipe at the end of the segment and try it out for yourself. Miss Bianca, could you please tell us a little bit about what you do?
So, I am the co-founder of Eating God's Way. It is something that came from the God's Way project, which is a gospel project.
Okay.
And with that, not wanting to take care of our body, just spiritually, but also physically, mentally. And with that, we need to take care of our body by what we eat, because we are what we eat.
That's true.
And I just love to food blog. I love to provide recipes, even meal prepping ideas for people that like to meal prep. I know we're always on the go.
Right.
So people are always asking me, what can I eat on the go? What recipes can I do quickly for my family? So that's something that I love to have available for people. There's some people that are vegan, there's people that are vegetarian, there are people that love to eat meat.
Yeah.
So I try to have a variety of food for people.
Okay. And what was your inspiration for actually starting Eating God's Way?
Well, I am from Louisiana. I love to eat, and we all love to eat in Louisiana. We have so much great food, but it's not the healthiest.
Right.
So I try to take the recipes that we do have in Louisiana, kind of make it my own, kind of make it a little more healthier for us. Because, it is hard to just give up certain foods that we've been eating forever.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yes, so, I try to make it to where, you can still eat in moderation, but maybe you need to cut, maybe the fat content or the salt content. Use herbs instead of salt. So I try to just make it a little bit healthier. But yeah, I love food. My background is in nutrition. And I just love helping people learn how to cook. Learn how to eat better and just to feel better.
Okay. I have started working out. I've been doing it for about almost close to a year. I lost 30 pounds. So for people like me that are working out, you have a few people that say, oh, I'm going on this diet, I'm going on that diet. What tips could you give to us? Like the recipes that are on your blog, can we use those, or are they really beneficial for us?
Yes, so a lot of times when someone asks, what can I eat on a specific diet, and I don't like to give diet plans, I like to give meal plans, because how you eat is a lifestyle, you don't want it to be a diet, you're on it one day, then the next day you have to start over because you slipped up. Yeah,
I had those. I had a few of those.
So on my website, I do try to provide a lot of plant-based. Like I said, I do have a variety of food on there, but I try to provide a lot of plant-based recipes, because we need fruits and vegetables for the nutrients, and I try to provide that in almost every meal or recipe that I have on my website, whether it's a breakfast item, lunch and dinner. It has at least a fruit or a vegetable, then it has the health benefit of it.
Okay. Also too, my life is very hectic. I'm a mother of 4, I work full time, I have all these different hobbies and going to school. What could I do to make sure I'm prioritizing healthy eating in my life?
Well, definitely that comes with meal prepping. I know a lot of people have families and they're trying to eat healthy, or having kids that may be a little picky with their food. So I understand. So the best thing I tell people is have a plan. Always start with in your kitchen. What do I have in my fridge, in my pantry that's not healthy? Sometimes we have to clean those things out, because if it stays in there, we're gonna eat it.
Right.
So before you go grocery shopping, I always tell anybody to clean out your pantry, your refrigerator. Then always have a grocery list.
Okay.
And follow your grocery list. You won't deviate from it. You know, if you have a list of things that you need, but definitely I'll always have on a grocery list your fruits, vegetables, whether it's fresh or frozen. And if you are a meat eater, I know everybody is not a meat eater, I always suggest fish. Because like salmon or mahi, those are some good fish that have their good fats. You know, of course there are some fish, kind of like catfish, that's very prevalent here, but it's not your most healthy fish. So I always tell people, you know, always try to use a lean meat like fish or chicken, turkey, a low-fat dairy if you're into drinking dairy or eating dairy, low-fat dairy, and, you know, drinking water and green tea, you know. So those are the things that I suggest when you're kind of trying to prep. And then always take like a day out of the week. I like to take Sunday and just prep everything. Prep if you have to your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Prep your snacks also, which I always suggest like fruit or vegetables or pretzels, something like that, something small that you can snack on.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I need to do that for my girls because if not, they get in their kitchen and eat up everything. The next 20 minutes, they be back over everything.
It's gone.
Also, I hear a lot of people all the time, oh, I want to eat healthy, but healthy seems to be a little bit expensive. Could you kind of give some tips on how to actually eat healthy while we are on the budget?
Sure. I always suggest when it comes to your fruit and vegetables, there are farmers markets. Farmers markets, I know in Baton Rouge there's one downtown, I believe there's one at Pennington, but you can always search to see where farmers markets are anywhere. And your farmers have your freshest fruit that are in season and they're cheaper. So I always suggest a farmers market. Even if you can't get to a farmers market, there are grocery stores. You can get your fresh fruit or you get frozen. There are canned vegetables, but canned has of course a lot of sodium and salt. But if you get your frozen fruit and vegetables, it's a little cheaper than your fresh.
Nice. So as I've been doing my little fitness thing, I have noticed that eating healthy is a demand. And with that being said, Miss Bianca has been a really big, successful demand to so many events. So I see you on Facebook, if you are demoing at this event, at that event, please let them know how many events that you have really, you know, just sit down with people that, especially like maybe cancer survivors and things like that, that you have actually demoed and did events for. Because it is a demand now, people wanting to, you know, become healthier, or, you know, if they can only eat certain things because of their situation or their health. So yeah, I would love for you to kind of just let people know exactly like the events you are actually doing and what might come up in the future.
Well, Eating God's Way, we'd love to not just stick to the faith base, but any type of medical facility. We've done an event with Miles Perret Cancer Center in Lafayette, and it was a lot of cancer survivors and some that were still having, you know, that were on chemo and things like that, and they can only eat certain foods. So, you know, I try to stick with a plant-based. So I did a plant-based food demo. So I can do any type of food demo at any type of event. It is a demand because some people just don't know what to eat or how to cook it. So, you know, it's my responsibility, and I love showing people, you know, this is what you can buy, how to buy it, how to cook it. Also, just recently, Southern University Athletics, they're raising money for a good cause for their athletic department. And this past Saturday, I donated some little fruit slushes. So, you know, it was a healthy way of drinking and eating, and just to give back to my university as well. Southern University also has something called Taste of the Jag, and it's going to be an event where a few caterers, restaurants come together at the Belle of Baton Rouge, and they're just going to be kind of showing off, you know, what they cook, what they cater. And of course, we're going to be there. I believe it's going to be May 29th. Don't quote me on that.
We'll be looking out for it, though.
Looking out for it, yes. Eating God's Way will be there just to show what we have to offer. And, you know, it's kind of hard to find a healthy caterer.
Yes.
So that's something different. different if you want to come out and try one of my recipes. Also, we are having our launch in August.
Okay.
I'm not going to give too many details on that, but be looking out for it in August. It's going to be really nice. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be able to listen to some phenomenal speakers, taste some great food. So I'm looking forward to that.
That is amazing. See, this lady is on a rise, everyone. So like she said, she's willing to cater, you know, your events if you need it, especially if you are trying to make a healthy change in your life. So please make sure you hit her up. Also, before we begin our demo, I do have one more question. For people that are not big into vegetables, like myself, what could I do or what can I eat to make sure I'm getting all of those, you know, the nutritions and everything, like the vitamins and everything that my body needs, because I'm not really eating that many. Like, I basically stick to lettuce and my and my trainer fusses at me all the time because it's like, you need your vegetables, you need this.
Yes.
And that's one thing I can say I do not follow when it comes to him. I hope he's not watching. But could you please give me some type of tip, idea of what I can do to make sure I'm actually, you know, staying healthy and getting what my body needs?
Right. Well, I do recommend vitamins. Of course, we still all need vitamins. But if you're a person that doesn't like vegetables, I always say you can make a fruit smoothie and adding like some kale into it. You won't taste it, I promise. It'll be a little green, but you'll still get the nutrients that you need from the kale and the vegetables. I always tell people that it takes about 7 tries for your taste bud to adjust. So maybe you don't like it the first time, but keep trying it, and maybe you'll adjust, maybe you'll like it.
Okay, I would definitely keep that in mind. So now we get ready to do a demo. Miss Bianca, could you please let us know what you'll be demoing for us? So we'll be, tasting, smacking, you know. I love to eat, so I'm excited.
Well, it does have vegetables, so I hope you like it. But this is my springtime salad. It does include cucumbers, tomatoes, red onions, and corn, and also avocado. I know a lot of people have texture issues with avocado.
I haven't eaten it or tried it before, but I'm willing to try at least something once. So.